What's up, guys? It's Chris, and welcome to VHP Engines. So, this quick little topic here is something that's become an annoyance to me. And the reason I'm sharing is not because it's annoying, is mainly because I'm trying to help avoid somebody get fucking ducked on and paying too much for a car that they shouldn't, right? It's one of these things that gets, one of these words that gets thrown around a lot. It's kind of like back in the day where you see, or not back in the day, I'm getting my topics crossed here. It's like kind of like when you used to see people say, or people still say this shit now, is the like fully built, like all this shit's fully built, it's fully built. People who say that they're just fully built, 9.9 out of 10 times it's not fully built. Fully built is everything that can be modified in the engine has been modified. It's extremely rare to find a fully built engine, right? And ain't nothing wrong with that. But, the thing is describe it accurately. It's either it's built or it's fully built. Built can imply a lot of different levels of work done. It could be pistons and rods. It could be cams because it's somewhat built or mildly built. But nobody does that. Why? Because it's the selling point. Fully built. This motor's fully built. It's fully built. That means it's worth more money, right? That's the habit people get into. People will literally say anything about their fucking shit that they have to boost the price of it, right? Anything they can to try and boost the price. So back in the day, now this is what I used to say, I was talking about back in the day. Back in the day, you would see a B-Series ready car. And a B-Series ready car would be ready for a B-Series to go in. Like you just need the engine and trans and it goes in. B-Series ready, right? So now B-Series is slowly becoming a thing of the past. It's not so popular anymore. And you start seeing a lot of people selling K-Series ready shells. This used to not be a problem a couple years ago, because not a lot of people were attempting K-swaps, and the people that were doing K-swaps and getting out of their car were, generally selling a K-ready shell the way, like legit K-ready. So I saw somebody post the other day a K-ready EG, and somebody commented on it, like, what makes it K-ready? It looks like it's ready for anything, like a D or a B. And the guy's answer was, the trans bracket is removed. If you wanted a B or a D, you got to weld it back in. That does not make your fucking car K-ready. Removing that bracket, cutting off a bracket in the engine bay, does not make the car K-ready. It does not make it K-ready. Because like the guy said, oh, well, it looks like anything can go in there, D or a B. Exactly. If you bought a B-Series ready car, is it just an empty shell? An empty engine bay? No. It came with B-Series shit to put the swap in. At a minimum, a B-Series ready car is swap mounts in there. Like, it's already got B-Series mounts, so it's B-Series ready. If it's an empty shell with nothing on it, it's not B-Series ready. It's just a shell. So if you're selling a shell and it's got the trans bracket cut out of it, you're selling a shell with the trans bracket cut out of it. You're not selling a K-ready car. At the very minimum, for your car, your shell to be K-ready, it needs to have the fucking mounts in there. If it doesn't have the fucking mounts, it is not K-ready. It's ready for whatever the fuck you get to put in there, right? And welding the bracket on doesn't mean that much shit. So, the appropriate way to list that car is same thing, like not fully built, it's built. It's like, hey, I have this shell that's got the bracket removed already for the K-Series mounts. It's not a K-ready shell. Most of these guys don't even sell the fucking, don't even sell the shell with the fucking shift linkage in there. So at least you could do the fucking mounts, especially with the mount kits being as cheap as they are. And I know you motherfuckers are buying them because I see them all the time for sale, right? Well, on part outs. So if you're looking to buy a K-ready shell, or if you're looking at a shell and it's kind of sketchy, you're like, it's not the greatest looking shell or whatnot, but it's being advertised as K-ready, and you're like, oh, well, fuck, it's already ready for K, then let me just do that. Be mindful of that. Pay attention. Look exactly what's on the fucking car. Because I'm seeing a lot of shells that are worth like $200 or $300. People asking $1,000 for it just because the trans bracket has been removed. And then people actually commenting on it because they're thinking K-ready shell. And that's how you can, I know that this really goes for the people who are kind of new to that kind of thing and don't know any better. They're just going off what the person's saying. But it's a little bit more to it than just having a trans bracket removed. Don't overpay for a fucking crazy shell. As a matter of fact, recently I've noticed in South Florida that it's like a second wave of income tax season down here right now, because the fucking a lot of shells that would go for like $200-300 are like people are asking $700 to $800 for, like $1,000 for a fucking shell that wouldn't sell for $1,000 if it was running. So that's just been a little crazy, man, seeing shit like that. I'm like, man, scratching the fuck out of my head. Like, what's going on down here, man? Like, I saw a guy posting an Integra the other day, and he was like, fuck it, come get it right now, $1,100. I'm like, that's not an $1,100 car, man. Look, you know, and I know people have accused me of some shit. Like the other day when I was selling the RSX, people were talking about that shit's not worth it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I sold the car for $1,500. That's extremely cheap. I had it listed for $18 with the full intent to let it go for $15, and people were offering $1,200. That's never gonna happen. And trying to throw all kinds of shade to make me feel bad, like they're gonna beat me down emotionally, so I was gonna accept their price. When they damn well know that if I did accept that price, they were gonna brag about how cheap they got the car, you know. But it's a K-Series car, running and driving, AC, wheels lowered, you know, and yeah, the body wasn't in the best shape, but it's $1,500 for that car. I mean, there are people selling EGs with fucking B18s, no power steering, no AC, you know, non-VTEC for a fucking $2,000. So you can suck a dick. You just gotta understand what the market value is of things, man. Like, you don't want to set too high because you don't want to not sell if you're trying to sell legitimately, but you also don't want to fucking you know, set yourself too low and get robbed. Don't be so quick to get rid of something unless you're, you know, like really in a pinch. But just pay attention to shells. And also another thing, guys, I know that like there's you go and you want to take a friend or whatnot if you're not so mechanically inclined to check out a new car or check out a used car or whatever that you're going to use. But just know this. It's the same thing, it's the same thing, the same idea like a bulletproof engine. There's no real such thing as a bulletproof engine. Anything can blow up on any given day under any given circumstance, right? No matter how well built it is or how good the parts are. Same thing about buying an old car. If you go to buy an old car, there are going to be things in that car that you're going to find that you're not going to find on the initial inspection. You need to drive that car for a while. You need to own that car for a while. You need to look at that car for a long time, and you will start to find things. So if the car runs and drives somewhat healthily, if the check engine light's not illuminated, or if it is illuminated but it's not a serious check engine light, as long as it doesn't overheat, you know, it's got the basic things that you have, don't stress it too much. If you could agree on a price that you're okay with, then don't stress it too much because you're never going to find everything on the car. Is the Mustang, for instance. I was out there looking at it the other day, you know, I was farting around. Oh, I was changing the battery. And just as I was poking around the engine bay, I noticed that the throttle cable had been cut. And there was like, the throttle cable had been literally tied back together. So there's all kinds of things that you're just not going to see when you first buy the car. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I got some more stories coming for you right after this, so stay tuned. Social media links are in the description down below, and peace. Thanks for watching.